will start within the next 10 seconds.
Hello guys, John Favre here, and today I'm bringing you the highlights from the last round of the Vigero Master Class. And yeah, it's a good one. Got some good footage for you, some good stuff to say. First off, really bad start for myself. I fall back quite a lot. I was also mixing with my microphone, as you saw from setting up the race, and this time we actually had a pit watcher, Ajaxel10. Thank you very much, man, for helping out with that. But anyways, as you see, the pit lane is right here on the right when you come over here. So I fell back quite a lot at the beginning, but here you see I get on the inside of Peter Oliver, who goes wide, allows me to move up into 9th position. And now I'm just trying to keep with the pack as best I can, capitalize on any mistakes. And there you see drone balls going out wide, and also one guy going on the inside, so I gained a couple of positions there. You see Tero with some issues in this section. Now I'm trying just to follow him as quick as, just trying to avoid mistakes here at the early stages. I know that a couple of the guys that race in this event don't really practice for the event, so I know that I need to get a couple of really good positions. So I try and go for the cutback on Tero, but don't get enough momentum through the corners. But I just keep on him putting on the pressure. That corner, I must say, I didn't really take an optimal line. I had a kind of a difficulty getting into the race, mainly because I had so many different distractions around me at the time of the race. But I'm just trying to get into the groove, get into the momentum of everything. And yeah, so as you see, Tero is got that corner kind of wrong, so I close the gap once again, start putting on some more pressure. And there you see Ishan has run into issues, and that allows me to go up on his inside. I block the inside so he can't get the cutback. Tero goes wide, and I'm suddenly up in 5th. Very good first section there. So I managed to go from 10th up to 5th during the first lap after a bad start. So I'm very happy about that. And as you see, 3 guys are right now ahead of me, and there's also one guy who has already been able to put up a little bit of a gap in the lead, and that's Dr. Peppers. There I hit the inside, but also someone spins, so I lose 1 position to the drone balls, but I still managed to keep 5th position since one guy spun out. So right now just trying to get into everything and get drone balls. And I think on this lap we got the first few pit stops. You're gonna see when I take my pit stop later. So drone balls goes wide into that section, and that allows me to move up into 4th. And here we start with one of the best system here. As you hear there, AJ calling out quite a lot of pit stops there already on the 2nd lap. So I'm here on Macy and Trusk, just trying to keep behind him, putting on some pressure. This might be like the best battle I had throughout the whole round. Just trying to keep on them right now. Put on, I know a few of the guys, of the faster guys, really took early pit stops so they would get some free air to do their pace. So I know that I need to kind of do my look at the gaps and time my pit stops right. So that's mainly what I tried to do during this race, just pick out the positions and also the gaps. And since the pit stop, or here you see I go on a little bit of a dive bomb on Trusk, I know it's not clean, so I let him go. But all I'm just trying to do is manage the gaps, and since the pit stop is on a fast straight, it's not really that easy to do. So here Macy goes into that and Trusk goes into that, but I don't get too involved in it, which is good. But I'm still in 4th, and we are now going on to the 3rd lap, so a lot of action early on. I have a lot of action. So moving on, I'm still following Trusk and Macy, so I'm trying to do get as fast as I can.
43.
And they hear someone else going into the pits. There Macy cuts too much, flips his car, and I'm up into 3rd place and now following Trusk. It was definitely mostly a competition with pit stops with me and Trusk. As you see here, I position myself to try and go for the cutback, but then he
for
hits
one.
the mid-drive speed boost somewhere here. Or no, he didn't actually do that there. Sorry about that, but I managed to actually get the cutback since he got a little bit of an oversteer on the outside. And that moves me up into second position. So from 10th to second in about 3 laps. Very happy about that. Definitely a good result for myself right there from the start. So, but right now Dr. Peppers is definitely by far in the lead. So moving on here. Here you see I hit my back a little bit on the outside. That slows me down, and that allows Trusk to move up on my inside. So he has the inside for this, so I position myself for the cutback, dive in, cutback move, and I'm right beside him again after the corner. Nice little back and forth. And also I am before him for this corner, so he backs off, allows me to take the fast route around, and I also say he goes into the pits here. Yes, he does. He went into the pits, and that gives me a comfortable second place lead. And also Trusk was he also did his second pit stop very quickly after that, so I knew what I knew. And there you see Peppers did his pit stop, and I've moved up into first of his pit stop, but I know I'm one pit stop behind him at this moment, so I'm definitely taking out anything about that. Trusk did both his pit stops very early, and I knew I wanted to beat him in the pit stop game. So I saw that I had like 30 seconds to him, so I decided I will go at least for my first pit stop. Just jump in, wait my 10 seconds, and you see AJ Axel there taking time on my pit stops, telling me when to go. So head out, and I lose my position to MA, but I'm not too worried about it right now because I'm one pit stop ahead of him. So I know that he takes his pit stop very late. But next lap I have like 16 seconds to Trusk, and I decide to go for my second pit stop. I was thinking I maybe could do something with it.
55.
So within 2 laps I did both my pit stops to try and get out before Trusk, because I know he's fast. So I go out here, but I really take a tight corner because I see someone coming, and there you see drone balls going by, and right after him is Trusk here. I don't get enough speed out of the pits, and Trusk overtakes me, and that my plan kind of failed. I think it was a good plan. As you see, it was very close to succeed, but I just did not have enough time to do it. So back in 5th, but both my pit stops are done, and there are guys ahead of me that need to take their pit stops, but not Trusk. So here you see when they go into this right-hander right here, drone balls get caught on the inside. I have to take a wider line, but I managed to move up into 4th position. And I also know that drone ball still has pit stops to do, so I'm not too worried about him. So right now my main competition is Trusk, but sadly enough he managed very well to drive away from me. And now I'm having to fight with people behind. As you see here, Ishan has managed to catch up. It's like 20 minutes later, so I've definitely been driving for a long time. And here you see Peter Oliver getting out, and that I try to take a wild line, but then Ishan gets past me when I get caught up with the traffic. So kind of pissed that I wasn't able to fight a little bit more for my position. Got caught up with the traffic, and that put me down into 5th, but still I try and put out as good fight as I can with Ishan, but you know the guy is really fast, so from the first round, so but his car was definitely wrecked during this race. I go for the mid-drive speed boost there, but I think also Ishan did that, so I didn't gain much from it. I also think when I did my mid-drives during this race I definitely used a little bit too much brake. But yeah, so here I'm following Trusk and Ishan, but no, MA and Ishan. But there's the first mistake of the race. I definitely drove very well. I drove 47 minutes without a mistake, and there's the choke. So that put me back, but I know that MA still needs to do one of his pit stop. So MA is now in the pits, and I pass him here. and I think that was his second pit stop. So I'm up into 4th, and that should really have been it, but you know what does happen when you lower your guard and just wait for the race to be over? Well, you fuck up. So I spun out, and I didn't really lose any positions there, but you know what they say about accidents, they very rarely come alone. So exactly the same position, 1 lap after, so the last 5 laps were really a nightmare for me. I go too wide once again, I don't spin this time, but instead I flip my car. So I try get out of the way for the people that are coming through, because there's nowhere to be when you make a mistake, and I fall down into 6th position. Jamie Jones has done a really good comeback from behind, and he has gotten up into really high positions. So I fall down into 6th, really unfortunate situation, and just the mistakes, like I was really pissed at myself for making those mistakes. So yeah, not happy with myself about those. I could have done so much better. But as you see, still in 6th, but here something happens. So you see there is Sharky, that we are overtaking him, he was waiting. But then I think Ishan gets an issue here, he goes down into the ditch, has to respawn. And that allows me to move up into 5th position with Ishan behind me and just a couple of laps left. Basically, if I hadn't done those mistakes, I could have been in 3rd right now, and Ishan would have been too far behind to really fight me for it. And here you have, you know, the mistakes were sadly not done. Last corner of the race, I go in and I hit the post. Ishan goes under me and I fall down into 6th. Like, potentially without the mistakes I could have been 3rd in this race, and I'm really pissed about that. Poor performance on my part. But definitely thanks to everyone who joined for this race. I had a lot of fun, and as you see there, Dr. Peppers with the win. Absolutely amazing lap time also. So next up, let's go and take a look at the overall and final standings of the championship. Dr. Peppers takes the win with 66 points, dominant win. Macy ended up disconnecting in the last round, and that put him down. And Ishan comes 3rd, but with missing the 2nd round. So definitely a dominant performance from those 3, and it would have been very close if Macy hadn't disconnected and Ishan would have been able to make the 2nd round. Still, I'm really happy with my position in 5th. I did some solid points in the middle of the pack almost all the time, and yeah, I had a lot of fun, to be honest, in this event. The Vigero is a fantastic car, and mixed surface racing makes it definitely different than racing in normal conditions. Anyways, guys, I think in the future I might do an event where I'm gonna call it like I Love a Rainy Night, so based on the song, of course, and it will be like endurance team races during the night in rain, and I think that would be really fun. There are a couple of cars that are really great in the rain, a lot of fun to drive. So keep a lookout for that if you want to join in on that, because it's gonna be a lot of fun. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.